Yo, what is up guys? Back at you guys with another banger video today. We got Roger Federer versus Rafa Nadal in the Australian Open 2017 finals. This is a good one here. I'm so fucking pumped. It's one for you guys today. How's your week been going so far? My week's been going awesome. Just had my buddy Blake visit me from Vegas. We recorded a shitload of content, worked on a lot of really cool shit. Miami for a little bit, went down to South Beach. Stay tuned for some dope footage coming to you soon. Give you a little sneak peek behind the scenes into the lifestyle and everything. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, how's your week been going so far? Hope you guys are off to a great start. And yeah, make sure you make those sacrifices today that will make your dreams possible. All right. So if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video. And if you got any questions, let me know. I'm here to help you. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, at Chase Arevalo. And let's get into it, guys. We just hit 1K subs on YouTube. So let's fucking go. Let's take this shit to the moon, guys. Let's go. Let's get into it. Takes the serve early. Good deep ball from Rafa, created the short ball. Here, Rafa, you gotta take some steps, get closer to the baseline. Gets on top of the baseline, gets it back kind of deep. Federer hits a good ball deep, turns his shoulders. Notice how his right arm goes from bent to straight. He goes middle without a purpose, so Rafa puts him on the run on his forehand. Let's see where Federer goes. You see, so that error there is from Federer going down the middle without a real purpose, right? So even at this high level, right, at the finals of a Grand Slam, it's like you got to have a purpose behind your shots. So like base level to it is like play with a purpose, right? Maybe don't go right down the middle without a purpose unless it's going to be really, really deep. If you just hit an average ball down the middle, it's not going to do much. Your opponent will be able to take control and put you on the run. So that was kind of the timing wise. You're going to notice already here. Notice how Federer is basically taking everything on the rise, whereas Rafa, he lets the ball bounce, come up in the air, and there's a lot more hang time in general. So Federer does a great job with tempo, getting that. Wow. Okay, Rafa, you got to make him pay. You got to make him play a backhand on the run here. You got to rip it cross. Take control here. Wow, look, he took control. He went angle to make him move even more. It's high level. That's really high level, right? Notice how I was saying in that position, you got to make Roger pay with movement. So I thought he was just going to rip one cross, just like deep, make him pay that way. But he said he's even higher level. He's like, fuck, like I'm going to go angle here. I'm going to go short angle. And why do you think Roger missed that? Because he had to take way more steps than usual and play from way outside here, right? So pay attention to that scenario for yourself. When you're in that position, you can utilize that shot. You can utilize the angle to make your opponent play a backhand on the run and really kind of stretch themselves movement-wise. Where's he going to serve here? He goes out wide. Floating ball. He can dictate here. Where's he going to go? Decides to go to Rafa's backhand on the run. Cross. Wow. Wow. Rafa's probably going to try to pass line unless he goes lob. That's the thing, right? If you go across there or middle, you're going to get burned. Yeah, so there, I think for Rafa here, it's worth it to try to go line to pass him. Because, look, think about it. If you're going to go cross, you have to hit a really big angle. So if you're there with a lot of time and you're like in a good position movement-wise, then it might make sense to try to go for that angle. But if you're kind of not there, especially, you want to pass him down the line. You want to pass him down the line here. Because there it's like, best case scenario, what do you expect to happen there? Like Federer's not going to miss that. So there, it's worth it for Rafa to take more risk. It's worth it for him to take more risk. Notice how Rafa's staying tight to the baseline on the serve +1. Notice. So Federer here goes down the line. Rafa goes right down the middle, short ball, not a real purpose to it. So Federer here takes control, okay? And now he's putting Rafa on the run, right? So now Federer takes control over the rally. And how do I know he took control over the rally? Because he generated the short ball from it. So he hit a damaging enough shot that got his opponent to hit him a short ball. So here, if you're Federer, very simple. Can I hit the winner cross court, bro? If I can't hit the winner cross court for sure, I'm going down the line every time. And I'm going to come into net. Let's see what he does. Bro, so look, this is a textbook example. I called out the exact situation and Federer didn't listen, and that's why he lost the point. I should be coaching Federer. Bro, I could have helped you overtook fucking Djokovic, bro. You should have been listening, bro. You should have been watching the YouTube. All right? Crazy shit, man. Look, we got to watch this again now. Look, it's very simple. Very simple. Look, he goes up. Look at where Rafa is. Federer, can you hit a winner cross court here for sure? Is there a bit of doubt? Is there a grain of rice of doubt? In my mind, bro, you're playing against Rafa fucking Nadal, bro. The best mover in history. In my opinion, if he's already in the cross-court recovery position, I would have some doubt that I can hit a one-handed backhand winner from this position here. I would. I mean, you are Roger Federer, but I think there's a little bit of doubt because it's Rafa here, movement-wise. So because there's a little bit of doubt, you should go down the line. Not to mention, it's going to be his backhand on the run versus basically a stationary forehand, right? I mean, look at the ball he gave. Rafa doesn't have to take one step of footwork. Rafa Nadal doesn't have to take one step of footwork, and he's making contact here. So your opponent doesn't have to run, and it's, in my opinion, this is something that is easily avoidable. If Federer stuck to that rule, he would have won this point, for sure. Right? So you can see, right? It's not like Rafa hit some crazy good like passing shot. He just hit a textbook shot. That's what anyone would do there. Yeah, that's a bad decision from Federer there. I don't even think that's controversial. That's a bad decision to go cross court there because there's a little bit of doubt that he can hit a winner cross court. So there's no reason. Wow, good adjustment steps from Federer. Okay, so this is a short ball. Rafa, what is he going to do? Wow, takes control with the cross court. Interesting. He's probably going to go back inside out. Yep. See this? That's a tough one for Federer. Federer is cooked here, guys. Federer is cooked here because look where Federer's positioned. He changes direction down the line without a real good target, without great execution. So Rafa here should be able to hit a forehand winner cross court here. All right, or at least do a ton of damage. See, he could have done more there. Wow. Wow, look at that floating ball from Rafa. Federer says, I see it in the air. I'm going to move up, take it early. I'm going to hit a swing volley, and I'm going to make contact around shoulder height. So notice the ball contact point here is right around shoulder height. Okay? So when you're practicing your swing volleys, you want to make contact around your shoulder height. Okay? It's really a range between like your chest height and shoulder height. But what I found is shoulder height will generally help you if you're making contact too low. A lot of players, the floating ball, they will just let it bounce. So take note of that. That ball would have bounced still kind of deep in the court, but he moved up, took it out the air. You can do that too.
2 break points.
Notice how Rafa, his left foot when he presses it into the ground, it's directly under his body. So that's going to help him get a vertical component going upwards. You can replicate that too on your serve. I think Rafa could have an even bigger shoulder elbow angle, have it more tilted instead of being so upright, or so level, I mean. Wow. Serve out wide. Finds the forehand. Goes back to the same corner. Crazy. Crazy. So here, very simple. If I'm Roger Federer, can I hit the winner inside out cross court? If yes, I'm going for it. If I have any doubt, I'm going inside in, following it into net. I think Federer from this position can hit a winner inside out. Based on the angle of where he is, I think he can hit an aggressive enough ball, not only with enough power for sure, but he should be able to play it with angle that Rafa won't be able to get to. Okay? So let's see if he goes there. If he has any doubt though, he's going to go inside in. Okay, so he had some doubt there. Okay, guys. So look, notice how I was like, he's probably going to go inside out. He didn't do it, and he got burned because of it, guys. Right? So just pay attention. Pay attention. Look at this. So like, you're starting to see, right, why that was the error. Because, I don't know, just take a look at where he was when he was making contact. Look. Yeah, look, right here, I just think because he's so far, he's literally on the sideline, right? He's literally on the sideline. He can totally hit a winner with angle. Like, he should be able to hit a ball like right here. Like right here. And then go boom, this way. And Rafa will have no chance to get that. If I were Federer, I would take a risk on that. If you miss it, you miss it, but go for that. And I think the ball's high enough where he can go for that, right? Based on the angle of his arm here. And he's like up in the air too. So I think he can totally play that angle. I don't know. Like, do you think that, like, what are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that Rafa created enough doubt for him to be able to hit that winner? Because, like, my rule is, like, if there's doubt that you can hit the winner this way, go this way. So I just think, though, positioning-wise and where the ball is, he can literally hit a winner here. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Deep middle. Goes cross court. Federer goes cross. Rafa goes cross. Short ball. Roger steps in. Goes back cross court again. But plays it with angle. Take control over the point. Rafa is stepping. He goes big step with the left foot. Look at this lunge. He steps right as he makes contact with the ground with his foot. His racket touches the ball. Notice that timing. He missed the shot. Important point. He's up 40-15. Set point. He goes to the bread and butter of slice serve out wide. The out wide serves need to be a foundation in your game. If you're not able to consistently break the sideline within the service box, in my opinion, you're not training your serves correctly. Okay? Especially if you're like a higher level player. If you're like a beginner, I get it. You got to learn your basic mechanics first. But if you're already playing tournaments and you feel confident that you have a slice serve, a flat serve, a kick serve, bro, you got to hit those targets. Short ball, open stance, pushes off the left foot, makes contact, goes cross. Now, should he have gone cross court on the approach shot? It's very simple. I'm going to go cross court on the approach if I think I can hit a winner. If I don't think I can hit a winner, I have to go down the line. Because if you go cross court on the approach and you don't feel confident you can hit a winner, Roger Federer can burn him down the line. It worked here, but this is an example of Rafa Nadal winning the point, doing the wrong thing strategically. It worked here. He won the point, but Federer didn't execute a good, I think that was a below average passing shot. I think most people would agree with that, right? Federer didn't execute like here. If he went bigger, flatter, and really went for it, it wasn't so like tentative. Like he just blocked it. right? Like, he has to try to rip that ball, you know? So I would argue that Federer didn't give himself even a chance there. So maybe go down the line on that one if you were in that situation in your Rafa. Open stance. Notice, Rafa's going open stance. Plants the right foot, pushes off, turns his hips. Open stance from Federer. Rafa goes right foot on the outside, changes direction, open stance. Semi-open here. Let's see, what didn't Federer do well enough here? Yeah. So look, that's a good shot from Rafa. Rafa played it, I think, deeper than Federer thought. Let's take a look again. Yeah, I mean, look, that's a tough ball to time. You're on the run. Rafa hits a deep ball who already has a ton of spin, and you're taking it right off the bounce. That's a difficult ball to time, right? If you're already in the rally as well, it's tough.